Good morning and welcome to Let's Talk All the Things with Rachel and Shannon. I'm in the studio, and where are you, Rachel?
I'm in the pool. I am in Kernville, California, which is east of Bakersfield, up in the mountains, house sitting for some friends and family who are on a vacation. And Shannon was like, well, are we going to be able to do the show? And I said, sure. And then I started going through my clothes and I was like, I don't have clothes that are like doable for a show. So I said, why don't I put on a bathing suit and get in the pool and do the show from the pool?
Well, and bless
everybody...
you look amazing. I love the swimsuit, love the Mickey ears. Wouldn't be you without
Thank
the
you.
Mickey ears.
But I
But
mean, I wanted to make sure everybody recognized me, because if I didn't have them, they would be like, who is this person?
I love it. I love that it's 2023 and you can do a podcast from a pool.
I mean,
and I love that you can do that. And I want to take just a second to talk about the fact that, you know, you can. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I have the body confidence that
listen, you can. This is what I want to say. I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going to stop you is because I had to call a few people and be like, listen, this is what I look like. Does this look okay? Is there fat? Here's the fat there. Yes, there's fat everywhere. But guess what? Like, wear the bathing suit. Your kid isn't going to remember you sitting on the sidelines when they're playing in the pool. Your kid is going to remember you being in the pool, not worrying about your body consciousness. It's hard. It's not easy. I'm the pot calling in the kettle, but I'm going to say something. I heard something that really affected me. It said, growing up, I never heard my mom say something positive about her body. And I thought, it's always, I'm too fat here. Does this look good? And it's for us, being confident shows our kids to be confident, shows other people in our life to be confident. I'm always the biggest girl in the room. And I'm always like, is my arm showing? Is my fat showing? Is this showing? Listen, there's things I'm wearing. This is a tankini. It's got the like bikini part on the bottom. It's got the little dress part. And it came with some bottoms that look like bike shorts. If you don't want to wear a bikini or a bathing suit bottom, find an alternative. There's bathing suit capris that go to your knees or go to your calves. If you're not comfortable, you can find something. There's stuff to do it. I'm saying, listen, I'm the biggest girl in the room. I'm filming from the pool today because I didn't have anything appropriate to wear, so I decided to put a bathing suit on because that's me. But I want everybody to know you are beautiful no matter what. And if there's somebody looking at you saying, oh God, look at the fat on her legs and look at the cellular light that she has there, or whatever it is, they're not people that love you or in your life or that you need in your life. And wear the bathing suit, wear the shorts, eat the ice cream, wear something without sleeves. I'm saying this as so I can go back and watch it to myself later, because I am so self-conscious. Someone said to me recently, she's someone on a TV show, very beautiful woman. She said, Rachel, what I love about you is that you walked into the room and you were the most confident person there. And in my head, I'm like, I am not. I want to be in the corner, hiding, doing nothing, because I feel like I am the least confident person in the room. But somehow I mask, our kids mask, right? Somehow I mask in order to make myself, I'm the funny fat girl. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. And some people say, well, don't call yourself fat, obese, fat, large, big woman. I'm Rachel. I'm all of those things. Just like when we talk about people with disabilities, and you can say, is it person first or diagnosis first or whatever it is. I am Rachel. You can call me big girl Rachel, little girl Rachel. You can call me whatever you want, but it's okay to be you, to show up as yourself and wear the freaking bathing suit. So.
Oh, well, I certainly needed to hear that today. And I want to say, I'm happy to get in the bathing suit, and I do have the capri short bathing suit, and I'm happy to get in the bathing suit. I just wouldn't allow myself to be filmed live.
Okay, here we go. Here's all my glory, right? At one point I had like a thing, and I was like, okay, this is me in my bathing suit. I'm like, that's not you in your bathing suit.
And you look amazing. You look amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's send this all to the single boys out there, because I'm looking. No.
Oh, there we go.
I am not. Say that?
I am not. I'm taken.
No.
In fact, I am celebrating an anniversary this weekend. We're celebrating a lot of different things this weekend. This weekend is our 21st wedding anniversary, which means that my marriage can drink now.
Yes. Your marriage can drink now. Your marriage is the same age as Coby. That's amazing.
That is amazing. And we're also celebrating because Mr. Traven is having a birthday this weekend. So we're saying
happy birthday, Traven.
Exactly.
I hope you enjoy your weekend and you party it up.
There you go. Yes, we hope he has a good time. Okay, so it's a big week this week, but we're glad that we're here with you. And it's summer, and we're going to be talking about a lot of different summer things. And in a few minutes, we're going to show a new recipe that Rachel's got for us, because we all love to watch Rachel cook, because you got a magic going on there.
Oh, thank you.
But I wanted to talk a little bit. Somebody asked on the show the other day for me to talk more about the path that we took. And I thought, oh, this is a great topic with Rachel about summer and what were the kinds of things that we did in the summer. Oh, I was supposed to also say, you guys, if you're watching us, be a part of the conversation right now. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and about a dozen other sites. Please check those out. Also want to let you know that this will podcast later on today, and you can get it on any podcast platform that you have. It's a free download. So check that out. But for people who don't know, you are mom to a very famous young man, a brilliant actor, Coby Bird, who is just amazing. You guys have seen him on The Good Doctor. You've seen him on Speechless, but you, of course, saw him on the hit Netflix show Lock and Key. So talk to us about what were some of the things that you guys did in the summer that you look back and go, oh, that was a good thing that we did, and I would encourage other people to do.
Well, we did a lot of Disney because that was where he was comfortable. We did parks. Coby didn't know how to swing on a swing until he was 12 or 13 years old. So the learning of the, pumping back and forth of your legs to get yourself going. He could sit on the swing, but he couldn't self-pump. Or self-swing, I guess you could say. One of the things that was huge is I really wanted Coby to be able to swim for safety reasons, not just for, fun. And he just couldn't do it. We tried for years, even in the bathtub. He struggled because his face getting wet was such a sensory overload for him. And what we ended up doing was in the bathtub, I gave him a snorkel mask, and he loved it because it kind of protected his eyes. It was a little bit better. At one point, I had some kind of a visor that went over his head that made the water not go, but then the water would drip down. So I always had kind of like a washcloth in my hand. So if water got on his face, we could wipe it off right away. But I started doing stuff in the pool with him and trying to get him to swim. And he could paddle his arms, but putting his face in the water, getting under the water. I'm sorry, there's a military helicopter going by. I hope that's not too loud.
It isn't. It isn't. It's fine.
Okay, great. So basically what I did was I then gave him goggles because I thought, oh, then he can have his eyes open. He can see himself under the water. But he couldn't. He would hold his nose with his hands and close his mouth. But then he'd have one arm to swim. So then what ended up happening, I was like, he can't hold his nose. He can't close his mouth. Okay, what are we going to do? So I thought, well, the one thing he could do is open and close his mouth. He couldn't hold his nose without actually physically holding his nose. And so I thought, okay, well, a snorkel mask, other than goggles, a snorkel mask you put on and it has a thing for your nose, right? You don't have to breathe in and out. You just breathe through your mouth. And so then the only thing Coby would have to do was open or close his mouth and hold his mouth closed. The first time I put that snorkel mask on him in the water, it was a...
Oh, we lost you for a second. But I think what she was saying was that it was a game changer. Let's see if we can get her back quickly. So hang on to that. While we wait to get her back, I'm just going to say that for us, we spent a lot of time in the pool too. But one of the things that we did, and I've talked about it before a couple of times on Autism Live, is that there was one summer, and I want to say it was the summer between, I don't know whether it was between first and second grade or second and third grade. I'm sure I could do the math on it. But I'm somebody who, if it's not planned, if it's not scheduled, it's hit or miss whether it'll happen. And I was a little overwhelmed about the summer, and we didn't have money for a camp, and I really wanted him to have a camp experience. So I sort of looked at what all was available. Is she back? It buzzed again. I sort of looked at what was available in the museums and free events that they had around Los Angeles. And I saw that a lot of things were free on Thursdays. And then I found a lot of other things that were just free all the time. Like there's a museum in Los Angeles that's called Travel Town that it's just old, real trains that were used back in the 30s. It's amazing. It's free. You can go in, climb all over the trains. For kids who are into trains, it's the best thing on the face of the planet. So that was just something that was free all the time. So I created a schedule. We had like 9 or 10 Thursdays to make up the whole summer. And I scheduled something every Thursday, and I made a flyer. And I did this before the end of the school year, but nowadays you could email it to people. And I said, I called it, and I made a Facebook post about it. And I said Thursdays with Jem. And I invited every kid in his class, carte blanche, gave one to every single parent and all the other kids that we knew, and said, you don't have to RSVP, you just have to show up. We will be there at this time, and if you want to show up, we'll be there. And I didn't know how it was going to go. I assumed the worst, let's be honest. I assumed that there would be some weeks that we would show up to a museum or a park. Sorry, I kept talking without you.
No, I heard everything you said. I was there watching.
Okay.
I think that is the best idea. I absolutely love that.
It was amazing. And the funny thing was, I assumed that either nobody was going to show up or we'd have 32 people going to one museum together. And it was the most incredible thing that every time we would go, there would be 1 or 2 or at the most 3 kids with their siblings, with their parents, who were like, oh, we were so excited that we could do this one with you. And we had different kids each time. And we all sort of look back at that and go, that was a great summer. Because
what a brilliant idea. I had said to you when we kind of talked about this a little, I was like, did people show up? I absolutely love that. I mean, what a great idea.
And the thing that was super cool about it, there were so many things that were super cool about it, but I'm not good at getting up and going out the door. Like, I just am not. But because I had one thing planned every week, I knew, oh, okay, so we're going to that Travel Town Museum on Thursday, and I could get prepared for that. And maybe I didn't do everything that summer, but we got more done because I had it scheduled. The other great thing was that because parents were coming with their kids, and there weren't so many people, I got an opportunity to talk to some of those parents and get to know their kids. And I think that it made a better social situation when we went back in the fall.
Oh, I bet it did. I bet that was great for Jem and for you to have other parents. Jem to have kids that he could, interact with, or that were like, oh, remember that time we went to Travel Museum? And then just to have the parents, because we know as parents, our kids on the spectrum, we kind of get isolated a little bit. It might be different nowadays because I don't know what's different. I don't know. But I know for me, there were very few parents that knew how to engage.
Exactly. And sometimes they had questions, but they couldn't ask it in the pickup line. And I must say this, it meant that he was firmly on the birthday party circuit that year. He got invited to every single birthday party that there was. And that was great because we always went to those and took a behavior technician with us. So I got to enjoy the party and my son got to learn things. It ended up being really one of the best things that we ever did. I don't know why we didn't do it the next year, except that I do know why, because then we started putting him into day camps and we didn't have the time for it. But
how day camps? Did you put him in day camps that were for kids on the spectrum or were for typical kids?
No, they were for typical kids. And we found there were some churches, because we lived up in Santa Clarita then, there were some churches that had pretty low cost camps, and they were for completely neurotypical kids. And we called them and said, we would like our son on the spectrum to come, and one of us will come and attend with him and be his aide. And we, I would take my vacation and Jim would take his vacation, and one of us would go the whole week and be the aide in the classroom. And the church loved it because they were like, oh, we have another adult in the room. And, the other parents didn't mind it. This was way pre-COVID. But they, there was one, and they were week-long camps. There was one that was coding. There was one that was a Harry Potter camp, which was hilarious. Because this was before my family had anything to do with Harry Potter. And
oh, that's so funny.
Right?
Pre
everything. And they had these different themes. So one was a crazy science week where they would make crazy science experiments. And he had a good time, and he would meet other kids that weren't in his classes, but we had to go with him. And that was just how that worked. Did Coby ever go to any kind of a camp situation?
He didn't. Not until we did Kids Like Me after I pulled him from school, because we couldn't have him. I had to work and I couldn't take the time off. And once he was in Kids Like Me, I actually ran Scouts Like Me at the help group. And it was just after school stuff because once I pulled him from school, I needed him to have some kind of social interaction. And it was the first time he was with other kids that were like him. And he was like, Mom, he literally said, these kids are like me. And that was the name of the program. And then he did do a group called Broadway Dreams. And we had someone there with him the whole time that he was there. We couldn't leave him anywhere. He needed to have, and it wasn't like we could have an aide either. He needed to have a parent there just to have that support. So it was, and that was, I think, when he was 14 or 15, somewhere around there.
That's right around when we met him the first time.
Yeah, that was, right around that same time. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing thing. So I also wanted to talk just briefly about snacks, because we like to talk about food. So what was your all-time favorite snack thing that you would make for Coby when he was little in the summer?
Well, one of the things that he loved, I mean, look, he loves a marshmallow, right? So we would put marshmallows on a stick, and I would do like mini marshmallows with the strawberry or berry, mini marshmallows with strawberry or berry, different things like that. So you got the sweet and the fruit, because the mini marshmallows were fun. But I also took like the soy delicious yogurt, usually like a blueberry flavor. And then I would take one of those skewers that you would put things like, marshmallows on, or you put kebabs on.
Yeah.
And I would do a whole thing of blueberries, and then I would dip that in the yogurt and freeze that, and it would make a freezy pop or something like that. I had to get really inventive with things for Coby. I had to kind of go through and there are so many different things. I think about the stuff that I made then that I wouldn't make now, or things that are, because ingredients are so different now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? What did you make?
Well, our favorite thing was to make popsicles. We had popsicle molds, and we would smash up fruit and sometimes coconut milk and sometimes just flavored seltzers and make popsicles. But I know what you mean, that there are things that I used to make that I would never make now. Jem wasn't able to have popcorn when because he couldn't have corn when he was little. And I used to take, Namaste made a pizza crust dough mix that was great. But I would take it and I would pipe it onto cookie sheets and bake it so that it looked like popcorn, and I would put it in a little baggie for him. I would never make that now.
Look at you.
I would never make that now, but because there are other things that you could do.
Yeah.
But at the time, we were in the wild, wild west of gluten-free.
I mean, right. And like, I remember that very first time, I think I've talked about it on the show before, that I showed up in Trader Joe's with a list from Taka. It was like, these are the things that he could have. And at the time he only ate orange things. And I remember standing in the middle being like, crying at Trader Joe's, being like, he can't eat anything. Now I can go to Trader's. I'm up here in Kernville, and I'm getting gluten-free stuff, gluten-free breads, all of the restaurants. There's a restaurant up here called McNally's that's a burger restaurant that has the best burgers in the world. But they have vegan cheese, and they have gluten-free buns. And so here's Coby getting a burger. It's always funny ordering a burger, because we're like, can we have a burger with vegan cheese? And they kind of look at us funny, and they're like, and can we add some bacon on that? And they're like, wait, with the vegan cheese? And I'm like, yeah, he just can't have the dairy. But it's lovely. We went, there's 15 miles up the road, which is about 30 minutes up the road, upriver. There's nothing there. They have gluten-free buns at a hamburger stand.
Isn't that amazing?
You
could never have dreamt of that back in the day.
We would be lucky if the patty would be okay for him to eat, because it didn't have, wasn't cooked in butter or something. So now knowing that we can go to these places and get things is phenomenal. There's a pizza place here that has, I think it's Udi's, but I'm not sure, but they have a crust and a vegan cheese. So he can get a pizza up here. I mean, it's kind of phenomenal.
I love that.
Yeah.
You love that. Well, speaking of food, we got to show you made an amazing dish. Tell us, we're about to watch this video. Tell us what we're going to see, and then we'll go right into it.
Sure. So this video is a little bit different than the normal ones that I do. Normally I'm on there with my ears and I'm like, here, this is what I do. And I was making lasagna one night and I thought, oh, I want to share this. So I kind of show you the ingredients. I do a voiceover. You're not going to see me in the video at all. It is me. It's these hands. I probably had ears on in the picture because that's just me. But it's a gluten-free, dairy-free lasagna. It does have Italian sausage in it that you grill before. We'll go through some of that stuff after, because you can make this various different ways. A lot of people don't like to do a lasagna that has spinach in their cheese mixture. If you're putting meat, I do, because why not put the vegetables with the meat? And so it's just a no-bake noodle, which is super easy and super amazing. And then it's layered with some cheese. I kind of throw the recipe together, but you'll see.
Yeah, let's take a look. So here is Rachel's GFCF lasagna.
Okay, are you guys ready to make some gluten-free, casein-free lasagna with me? This is a recipe that I kind of made up on my own. I'm just showing you some of the ingredients that I use. Don't worry, we're going to go over them a little bit more in a second. But I do use fresh eggs. I like to take some Italian sausage and fry that up to put it in there. You don't have to, you can change this. Here's some of the ingredients. I use Berea oven-ready lasagna noodles, Violife mozzarella cheese, Trader Joe's Parmesan cheese, and Follow Your Heart Parmesan. Oh, and Kite Hill ricotta. It's really, really good. Really like it. What you're going to do is you're going to take some of these ingredients. You're going to put them together like the Italian sausage. We're going to layer the noodles, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Don't throw your cheese in your spinach, but I start with a couple handfuls of spinach. I add some of the Violife mozzarella sticks, and then sticks. See, even I do it wrong. Mozzarella shreds. I also love this Trader Joe's Parmesan. It's a great kind of shredded / grated Parmesan. It's not grated, shredded Parmesan, what I love. I love Kite Hill, I say ricotta, but ricotta. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna put a couple eggs in there. This recipe is kind of just whatever you like. If you want more mozzarella or more ricotta or more Parmesan, it's your choice. I like to add a lot of spinach because there is going to be sausage, so it kind of balances that out. Most people don't put spinach with their meat, but I love it. So you're just going to crack the eggs. I just put a tiny bit of salt in here because the salt is going to come from all the cheeses. I do like to crack a lot of pepper. I do like a lot of pepper anyways, but this is a great one for me. So you can go ahead and grate as much pepper as you want. I take a little bit of granulated garlic. Sometimes I do fresh garlic, but sometimes that garlic's a little overwhelming. So I like to just kind of put it in a couple tablespoons or teaspoons. And then I love this Follow Your Heart Parmesan. That's the grated Parmesan. It's so good, but that's kind of what you're going to do is where you're going to get that salt from. That's why I don't put as much salt in there. So you're going to put this all together. This is basically, you're going to use this in 2 layers of lasagna. So you are going to put this in, and now you're going to mix it. I didn't do it so my hands stayed clean. I did it and washed them off camera. So now we're going to put this together. I put a little bit of jarred sauce on the bottom, whatever sauce you want to use, just a little bit on the bottom. And I'm slightly obsessed with the Berea oven-ready gluten-free lasagna noodles, and you just put enough in to layer. I sometimes have to break them in little pieces so it fits, but you put 1 layer. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take that mixture that we just made, and you're going to take half of it. I just kind of draw a line down the middle of it. I scoop it in, and then you're just going to kind of layer it evenly. I don't put anything in the pan before. I don't put any Pam or cooking spray because it's a pretty kind of wet mix, so you don't need that. But you're going to just put that mixture that we made at the beginning. I'll call it the spinach mixture. Then you're going to take some more noodles. You're going to fit another layer, whatever works. If you have to break them, like I said, and you're going to put that down. It doesn't matter if they break. They're all going to be broken in your mouth anyway. Then you're going to take that Italian sausage. This layer, if you decide you don't want to do sausage, you could just do another layer of the spinach mixture if you wanted to. But I like to put the sausage down, and then I take just a little bit of sauce just to add a little moisture to that. And then you're going to go ahead and take another layer of, first I added a little bit of the, oh, that's right. I forget how I cook sometimes. I'm going to add some cracked pepper, and then I'm going to add some fresh basil. And you don't have to chop them up. Like, I like to do things easy. So you're just going to put that on there. So basically it's going to be the Italian sausage. It's going to be the sauce, the cracked pepper, not cracked pepper. Yeah. Is it called cracked pepper? See, listen, guys, I don't even know things sometimes. And then the basil and a little bit of sauce. And then you're going to put another layer of noodles. And now you're going to take the second half of that mixture and you're going to put that there. So you're going to put that evenly, just like the last layer. So it's going to be sauce on the bottom, noodles, cheese and spinach mixture, noodles, sausage, sauce, little spices, whatever you want to put on there. Another layer of noodles. And then you're going to do this layer of spinach on the top, spinach and cheese. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add one more layer of your noodles. It gets a little easier as you go higher. It doesn't matter if it doesn't cover it completely. Then you're just going to put that up there. And then what I like to do is I like to take the rest of the sauce that I have and just kind of put it on the top. And now I'm going to add just different things. So what I like to do is I add the sauce, I spread that out a little. You can add some more of that spicy pepper. What I also do is I take the leftover cheese. So I'll take the rest of the mozzarella that I have, the rest of the Parmesan that I have. You used all of the ricotta, so you don't have to do that. So you're just going to sprinkle it on top. Doesn't have to be a ton. I do love to put both of the Parmesans on top. So I like that Trader Joe's Parmesan, and I like the Follow Your Heart Parmesan, because you get a little of the shredded and a little bit of the grated, which just kind of gives it a good texture. So there's that Follow Your Heart. So you're going to cover that on the top. It's just so good, you guys. This to be vegan cheeses, it's really good. I do like to add some more of that garlic, and I do like to crack some salt and pepper on top. And also, you guys, why can't I think of what that's called? It's the red peppers, flaked peppers. And then I had a gluten-free Italian breadcrumbs, and I like to put that on for a little texture. It's not something you have to do. It's kind of a fun little topping. Now I'm going to crack the pepper and the salt, and I am going to actually put that in the oven for about 45 minutes uncovered at 425. So you'll see you put it at 425, about 45 minutes, and this is how it's going to come out. It's so good. It's so yummy. Look at that. Look at the way that steams, you guys. If you have any questions, let me know.
Welcome back. So amazing, amazing recipe. I see that you had the opportunity to take a little dunk while we were gone. I'm chartreuse with envy. You know I love to be in a pool. So
I know.
That's wonderful. So great recipe. So something we did the last time we did this with a recipe is that we said, let's watch it again. But then I want to add like my questions, because I have questions always. So are you up for that?
I'm totally up for it. Let's go. I got a drink and I'm in the pool.
All right.
Let's go, friend.
So let's go. So let's start to show it again. And my first question, I've never tried the Kite Hill ricotta before. Is that because it's made with almonds?
Probably.
Okay.
I think so.
But super fabulous?
Yeah. It's super fabulous. It is so good. I use it for anything that I like to do with, anything that I need to do with the ricotta.
Excuse me.
It's so good. I mean, I've made this stuff on my own before, but there's something about that that is just like, there's the texture to it, and it's lovely.
Well, I'll have to try that. If people don't know, my son has an allergy to almonds, so we don't do the almond stuff. And Traven, you can go ahead and replay it whenever you want. We'll just keep talking, just jump in and replay it. But so when you first said the Kite Hill, I was like, I don't know that one. And this no-bake lasagna, is it a special kind of lasagna, or it's
Berea. It's at the grocery store. I saw it up here in Kernville at Vaughn's.
Which I also say Barilla. That's how.
Oh, okay. Berea.
That's how
double
bougie I am.
Berea, I don't know. Okay. So it is so good. And you don't have to cook them before. You just stick them in there uncooked. So that makes it makes it so much easier.
But it's not labeled no bake. It's just gluten-free lasagna.
I think it says oven ready noodles.
Okay. All right. This is good to know. And then I
heard from someone that I know that you can take normal lasagna noodles and put them in a lasagna without cooking them. That's what they're supposed to be.
And then I
Googled it after you and I talked about that, because your mom had talked about that.
Yes, but I've never done it.
It's supposed to be a thing.
I've never done it. Now, I also love that Trader Joe's Parmesan, and I love the Follow Your Heart, and they're different, and they function differently, and them together is a great thing. But here's
because you get the shreds of the Trader Joe's one, and that is the only Parmesan that I love like that, because it tastes like it.
Yep.
And then you get the Follow Your Heart, which is and Follow Your Heart has its own little one, but I love this one. I love it.
Yeah, it's so good. Now, here's what I'm obsessed with, though. You have your sauce in a ball jar. Is that because you made it yourself, or you take the sauce and dump it in what's the story with that?
I think I just took a sauce. I mean, I just get sauces. It depends. I do make my own sauce, and if I have it, I'll freeze it. Okay. But sometimes I probably did it for the aesthetic of the video, that I didn't want a jar in there or something. No, I don't think so. I think it might be one that I made.
But it's it's also it's a relatively small jar. Usually when I make a thing of lasagna, I'm using a whole big ginormous jar. You only
No,
use a
I
little.
just use a thing like this, like I think is that a 16-ounce one? That's it. Because all you do with the sauce is put a little bit on the bottom.
Yeah.
You're going to put a little bit on the layer with the sausage if you choose to do sausage, and then you put a little bit on the top. You don't need a ton because the cheese and the spinach and the everything, it just kind of like melties all in together.
And I love your nail polish. Love the blue nail
Thank you.
polish. Love that.
See, I
but
just put a little
this,
bit
I
on the
really
bottom
want to
there.
talk about this because this is something that my mom did. And I don't see other people doing this. Why do you put the layer of sauce on the bottom and no oil?
I don't think that I would ever do it any other way. I don't know. It adds that sauce.
But
I
a lot of
think
people
maybe so
don't
it
do
doesn't
that.
stick.
They don't. I've never seen
always
any
done that
but
my
my
whole
mom
life,
do
so-
it. Sorry, I'm over talking.
Really? No,
Yeah.
no. I've never done it a different way, so I didn't know that people didn't do that. What do people put oil on the bottom usually?
Yeah, or nothing.
Oh.
But the sauce on the bottom, I find it makes cleanup easier and makes it tastier. I don't know why.
100%. Yeah, I would be weird just to put a layer of noodle. I think that's odd.
Yeah,
But I've
people do.
never, because I've never made it any different, right?
Yeah, but people do. Okay, so you're layering it up now. Now, in a minute, you're going to put the sausage on. So what kind of sausage did you use?
I just get grocery store Italian sausage. You can also get there's like nitrate-free ones. It's just like a mild Italian sausage. If you want to do some spice, you can, but I add the cracked pepper. I couldn't think of the little pepper, but I just cook it up right before in a pan, and that's the only thing I cook outside of making the lasagna. It's super easy. Cracked pepper. That's called, right?
We call it red pepper flakes.
Red pepper flakes. That's what it is.
So-
Jiminy cricket. I couldn't remember. It's red pepper flakes. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
And then I just have fresh basil always, and I just kind of break that up and put that on top. You really could put anything you want here.
Now, are
can put
you
more
keeping a
garlic if you
basil
want.
plant on your sink, or do you
I do.
buy?
I always have one.
Okay.
And if it dies, then I get a new one at the grocery store or Trader Joe's.
I love them
I
at
always
Trader
have fresh
Joe's.
basil. Usually fresh basil, fresh mint, and then I'm regrowing green onions always.
That's amazing.
Even here house sitting, I have a fresh basil.
I usually have like 4 or 5 of the Trader Joe's spices in my window. Right now I don't because they're all in the yard. I've got rosemary
right.
and basil in there, but I decided I want to grow dill now. I digress.
Oh, dill is the best.
I love dill in a salad. It's my favorite
fresh
thing.
dill. Oh my land, it's so good.
I had that in a salad last night, and I just have not stopped obsessing about it. Anyway.
For me, a piece of toast, like a piece of sourdough toast or a piece of gluten-free bread with that Kite Hill ricotta and some fresh dill and cracked pepper. Oh my land, it's so good.
I'm so upstate New York, ricotta.
Ricotta.
But I have
Ricotta.
friends that are Italian, ricotta. I understand. But
so then I just take the remaining sauce, put that on top, and then you take that BioLife mozzarella. It's so good.
now
That
this
one
was
melts really well.
fascinating to me because you put this on before you bake.
Yeah, 100%. Oh,
See,
yeah.
I've always made lasagna and I put the layer of sauce and I bake it, and then the last 10 minutes I put the cheese on. But with the vegan cheese, it never melts.
Dairy free. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It cooks it all in.
I think the vegan cheese needs longer. Now, here's the big question that I have for you. Have you, we might have talked to this. Have you tried the Nutrilicious?
No. What's that?
So it's nutritional yeast, and it's so that you can make your own vegan cheese. And
I do. But I use nutritional yeast, but not just like the is it Bragg's?
Yes. But a lot of times that comes fortified with B vitamins, and my body can't handle that. I have a bag of Nutrilicious for you, madam, that I need to give you because it's fantastic. I love it, but I don't know how to use it, all the ways to use it, and I'm too lazy to read the recipes. So I'm going to give you a bag.
Do you know what I made once with nutritional yeast that was phenomenal? Was my own cheese with baked potatoes, boiled potatoes, boiled carrots, onions, nutritional yeast, I think water, garlic, and you blend it in a blender, and then I poured it over macaroni. Or you could dip stuff in it as a dipping sauce. Oh, it's so good.
You're talking dirty to me. The thing that I have made so far with it that was phenomenal is I made, they have a recipe for like nacho dipping cheese that has, it's cashews and the Nutrilicious and, you know, some spices and some Dijon mustard. And I'm telling
I
you,
don't know what's happening.
it was ridiculously good. Are you back? Do we have you back? Okay, we're gonna continue on and hope that she gets back. But that lasagna recipe, amazing. If you have not checked Rachael out, go to Instagram, and she has an entire page that's Little Kitchen Big Flavor, and you will get ideas of all kinds of things to make in the kitchen because the woman knows how to
Can you
cook.
hear me?
I can hear you now. You're back. I was just saying,
Sorry.
Little Kitchen Big Flavor. Is that right?
Oh, a small kitchen,
Small
big
Kitchen
flavor.
Big Flavor. I'm glad I checked.
And up there now that video is there, I'll probably post that video in there, and I'll put the actual recipe. So I know sometimes following a video it's kind of hard, so I'll put that there.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Okay, so now we're running out of time here, but we need to move on to Summers now. First of all, I want to know, is there like a snack that Coby likes now that you like to make or that you love to make?
That's a summer snack. I mean, I cook so many different things. Oh, I mean, I told you guys before, and did I do a video on this? I don't think I did, on the blueberry lemon muffins.
Yes.
That's what he had for breakfast this morning. I didn't do a video on that though, did I?
I think you did.
I can't remember. Oh,
I
I
think
did?
we did.
Okay.
I
then
think
never
you
mind.
did,
Then
yes.
we'll watch the video.
Yes.
No, anything blueberry and lemon he loves. I you know, a little bit of everything. I don't think there's a snack now that's specifically summery. I'm trying to think. You know, the tomato and cucumber and onion salad he loves. He loves the salad. Oh, you know what I made last week for 4th of July? Corn. I hadn't had corn in so long. It was so lovely and so good. I was like, why don't I make corn more? And I actually made some and cut it off the cob and put it on a salad that we had. Oh, it was delicious.
Well, you're going to have to, when you get home, I've got corn growing in the yard. And I've been saying
I'm gonna come harvest in your yard.
I've been saying to you all along, I don't think it's going to come to fruition. I don't think we're going to have ears of corn that you can eat. And it's still too soon to say, but there are ears of corn that are growing that look like they're going to be edible at some point. We'll see. But you'll have to come
All I
over
could do was stare at the corn that you had in your yard last year. I was so excited by it.
Everybody is like, it's a fascinating thing. And heaven knows, my parents were from Iowa. We tried every year to grow corn, and it never worked out. But where I live, the land is very fertile because apparently there used to be a prehistoric sea. And so I have it planted along the driveway. There's a fence and along the driveway, and it grows.
And it's just the smallest little dirt patch. I just have to tell you guys, I don't know if you could hear it because I have my AirPods in, but there was a crow in the tree behind me that every time I stop talking, he talks. Oh, and then now he's talking, but I think he thinks he's on the show with us.
He is. He is on the show with us.
He's literally in the tree right there, and I can see him from here. I don't know if you can hear him, but it's making me laugh because he's literally in the show with us.
That's amazing. Okay, I love Mr. Crow. We need to name him.
Yes.
Okay, the thing that I made for the first time recently that I'm going to make more of is that Balayla, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, salad. It's a Mediterranean salad.
We call it ba-la-la-la-la.
Ba-la-la.
Like Baymax, we call it ba-la-la-la-la.
There we go.
Do you know how he goes? Yeah, so
So,
that's a good salad.
But I love it. It's like a Mediterranean salad. So it's the cut up cucumbers and tomatoes and some mint, which I found out is like the key ingredient. And
aren't there chickpeas in it?
What's that?
Aren't there chickpeas in it?
Yes, and chickpeas. Now, I made the mistake of putting black beans in mine, and I didn't like that. But I'm going to make it again with just the chickpeas, and I'm sure I'm going to love it just lovely.
Okay, there's a salad that I make. Someone said it's called cowboy caviar. I didn't know that's what it's called. I kind of made it. I made my own version where you take black beans, corn, and it doesn't have to be anything canned, but you can use canned. Black beans, corn, chickpeas, you don't have to. Tomatoes, red onion, avocado, cucumber, and you just chop it or use that chopper thing, that slap chop. What's that chop that we got?
Slap chop. I think that's
no, slap chop's the guy that's like slap chop. It's the box.
What is it called?
And you like push it.
You
Chop-
showed it to
The
me.
Chop Wizard. The Chop Wizard.
Chop
No?
Wizard. And then I got one. It's the best thing ever, you guys.
Best thing since sliced bread. We'll have to bring it on next time and show you. We should do like Oprah's favorite things. We'll do Rachel and
Exactly.
Shannon's favorite things.
Exactly.
But you just cut it all up and then you put some, I'm not a huge olive oil or avocado oil in salads. I like just the vinegar. You red vinegar and some garlic powder and salt and pepper. You just crack that. You could put a little olive oil and you mix it. And you could eat it straight like that, or you could put it on the like butter lettuce and eat it as a cup. You could use chips and it's so good. It's
so good.
Fresh and yummy. And oh my gosh, I love it.
I love it. Now I'm hungry. Okay, so now we got just a few minutes left. I want to talk about, because we both have things that we get obsessed with.
Yes.
So what are you currently obsessed with, madam?
The pool. Shows. I'm obsessed with TV shows right now. Life-wise, like what am I obsessed with? I mean, literally.
I just lost a little bit of your volume. Did you change something? Or
what happened?
I lost a little bit. You're very faint in my ear now. Is it us, Traven?
Can you hear me now?
I can, just barely, but it got turned down.
Traven, can you hear me now? Am I good?
Can we turn it up a little bit more? I don't know why. The volume just changed. Say something else, Rachel.
Okay. Hi. Can you hear me now?
Now we got you. Okay.
Hi.
So, what are you obsessed with?
I'm obsessed with a TV show called The Bear.
Yeah.
Obsessed. It is so good. This season, I at first was a little bit like, I want to see everybody in the kitchen and da-da-da. I won't give things away. But every episode kind of follows a different person from the restaurant. And there is episode 6, which is called Berzado. And it is one of the most amazing episodes I've ever seen in TV. But I also love the episode before that with Marcus. I also love the episode after that with Richie or Cousin. The acting, the writing, it is phenomenal. You've seen it, right?
I have. And, I watched season 1 and I was like, it's good, but it wasn't anything I wanted to write home about. I was not happy with how season 1 ended. I was quite fatoutsed about it. And I thought, well, that's it. It's done. And, because I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term deus ex machina, but it's when you wrap things up and something outside happens to fix things. And I really hate it. It's a cop-out. And I felt that way about season 1, and I was like, so there's nothing left to tell. So when I heard that season 2 was coming back, I was like, what on earth are they going to do with the show now? And what's left to tell? And I was amazed. And then you told me, you were the one who was like, get a therapist and and watch it. And I'm telling you, I've been saying for the longest time that The Last of Us is the most incredible thing ever on television, and that they should just take all the Emmys and shove it at the writers for The Last of Us. And now, season 2, episode 6, I mean, all the episodes are great, but episode 6.
Can we talk about the guest stars in that episode?
Oh, it's off the chain.
The first 2 seconds, everybody they pan across, and I'm like, Sarah Paulson, Jamie Lee Curtis,
Bob Odenkirk,
what's the guy, the writer, John Mulaney.
Yes.
I'm just like, can you get any? And then even the rest of the season, Olivia Colman, the guy from the guy that was in France, or the Netherlands. I can't think of his name right now because I'm ridiculous.
Yes.
Just everybody in that show.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant.
It's crazy good. But I said to my husband the other day, I said, if I had to vote right now for the Emmys, the writing for episode 3 of The Last of Us or episode 6 of The Bear, I would seriously put my head between my knees, but I think I would vote for The Bear.
It was so good. Now, this is the thing. Didn't the Emmys come out today, the Emmy nods?
I don't know.
I think they did, because right before this, I saw a quick little thing. I've been working in the pool, so I haven't been able to see. But I feel like the Emmys came out today, because I think Richie got an Emmy nod. I think, but I didn't go and look yet because I didn't know we were going to talk about it. I should have done my research.
They're here. I
They
see
are,
them
right?
now. So I want to see for that episode better have been nominated for an Emmy, or someone's going to have to hold my earrings and
Did Jamie Lee Curtis get emanated?
I'm looking.
Did she get emanated?
I'm looking, but I would assume that this is a drama, right? It did not get nominated for best drama.
No, it's comedy.
Okay, so it's
Which
considered
I don't
a
know
comedy.
how that is a comedy on any level.
I don't know either.
that
Okay,
as
so
a
I got
drama.
so best comedy series, it's The Bear is nominated, and The Last of
Okay.
Us is nominated for best drama.
Okay, but what about guest star
I'm
in a
looking
series?
at
Okay.
the best supporting actor in a comedy series, Eben Moss Bacharach for The Bear. A best
Of course, he
supporting
had to be.
actress in a comedy series, Ao, the one girl from The Bear, was nominated. But I think that it would be like a limited
Guest star.
appearance.
It's special. It's right. Okay,
Uh,
wait.
I don't know whether they're gonna, because best actress in a limited or anthology series, best support.
It's not. It's like guest. There's like a category. We'll have to look and see. The other thing. Okay, we're talking about Bear, but we talk about being obsessed. I'm obsessed. Every woman that goes to Target has a Stanley, but I'm obsessed with the Stanley that is like this. This is a 30 ounce, so it's not as big as that bigger one. And it has a pop top, so you can drink it like this. See this?
Yes.
And then apparently they float in a pool. I don't know if this. It floats in a pool, you guys. Look, wait. Can you see that? It floats in a pool.
That's brilliant.
What? That's brilliant. Wow, that's exciting.
Traven says
but
that
this
they're
is-
all the rage with nurses right now.
They are, yes. The ones with the straw. The reason I like this one is the ones with the straw. A lot of parents, a lot of moms are like, "Oh my gosh, it fell. My kid knocked it over." But these you can close, and even if you go like this, it only pours out like that. But if you close it, there is no spillage at all, and it floats in a pool.
I love it.
And
I'm sick of the straw thing. The straw thing
Yeah.
gets stuff gummed up in it, and then it gets lost.
I can't. You guys look at it floats in a pool. I can't. The other ones with the straw float in a pool too. But that's kind of rad. I kind of love that. So if you're in the lake or the pool, what are you obsessed with?
I'm obsessed with The Bear, and I'm obsessed with this list now. I'm not seeing her on this, and somebody's going to have to hold my purse. I'm going to keep looking at some
Jamie
point.
Lee Curtis in that episode was everything, everywhere, all at once. I mean, she was literally. I can't with her.
I said the other day, somebody needs to get her to read a book on tape and get her to open in a Broadway show so she can become an EGOT all in 1 year. And if she is not nominated for an Emmy, somebody was asleep at the switch.
Do we like the Globes yet? We don't, right? Are the Globes back? Do we accept them? Because could she be?
I don't think that the Golden Globes are happening anymore.
Are they done?
I don't know. I know that the previous ones got bought by the Dick Clark organization, so that they'll be archived. But I don't know if they're doing them moving forward. I know. And now the Hollywood Foreign Press
have our own awards called All the Things.
There we go. We should do our own awards. Stop it.
We should.
And then we could have Moira join us too.
Yes.
We should come up with our own awards.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna work on that now.
Did you see though for The Last of Us that the youngest and I'm so sorry that I don't know his name. You can look it up for me right now, but the little boy from Last of Us, the little deaf boy, got nominated. He's the youngest person to be nominated in that category, and he's deaf. So thank you for people recognizing that he is worthy of an award, because he did a really, really wonderful job.
He really, really did. I love that he is on there. I'm going to obsess over this list in just a minute.
Okay.
But what else am I obsessed with? You know what else I'm obsessed with, and I've been waiting forever for the next episode to come out? Are you watching Hijack?
No. You know why? Because I've been watching Married at First Sight. Tell me about Hijacked.
So Hijack is on Apple TV Plus, and it's with Idris Elba. I know I don't need to say more than that, but it is amazing, and it has had me on the edge of my chair. And we thought that the next episode was coming out last week, so now I've had to wait a whole week for the new episode to come out.
Wow.
I'm also watching I can never remember what the name of it is, the Sex and the City one, and just like that.
I haven't started it yet. I need to start it. I'm having TV issues here, so I'm watching Netflix because I can't log into certain things because I'm not at home and everybody's cracking down on things. So
Well, I think it's better than season 1. But if you're watching Netflix, have you seen this horrible show called Hack My House?
No, but my mom and Louie were watching it, and I said, Shannon's been watching it because I've been watching Married at First Sight. I've never seen that show in my life, and that's all I've been watching.
Oh, that's I had to take a pause.
Should I go on it? Should I get Married at First Sight? What do you think?
I mean, here's the thing. It's exactly the kind of thing that I would have done when I was younger and single, and it's crazy.
I know.
But it's exactly what I would have done. I mean, why not? If you can't meet.
I was thinking about that today, being in the dating world and having someone, a child on the spectrum. It's a different life. It's a different way. And, we talk about, some of our kids choosing to disclose when they go to jobs or do things. What do you do that in the dating world? Do you disclose right away when someone says, do you have kids? Yeah, I have a 21-year-old son. Do I also say, and he has autism? Or when do you disclose that? When do I say, oh, so yeah, you asked if I had kids and my son has autism? Like, do you disclose that? Do you not disclose that? Isn't that have you ever thought about that?
I mean, of course I think about it. When I watch these dating shows, I am watching The Bachelorette right now. And there were 2 dads who have now disclosed that they have children. And it's very interesting to see when they disclose that they have children. But I've yet to see a show where somebody disclosed that their child had autism. But it's a very particular conversation. But, I find that it's got to be weird at this point, Rachel, because when you say to somebody, well, I have a 21-year-old son, there are certain things that assumptions that people will make about, oh, well, then you're not involved in their life anymore.
He lives on his own. Your kid's grown. You're not involved in his life, which even if you have a 21-year-old son that's typical, none of that is always true.
Right.
But also it's very much like I said something about being involved in my son's life, and the person said, I'm sorry, the crow is crap. He seriously thinks he's part of the show. I don't know if you can hear him since my AirPods are in my ears, but he is literally part of the show. Can you
occasionally
hear him at all?
I can hear him occasionally.
Okay. But for me, I totally forgot what I was saying. I'm so sorry. The crow.
About this thing about that people assume that your child needs more support from you.
So I had someone say to me, well, he's 21. He's a grown man. You don't need to be involved with his life anymore. And I'm like, well, even if he wasn't on the spectrum, I'd still be involved in my child's life. Even if he's 45, he's still my son. But the level of what my involvement is with my son in the dating world is a different thing. You might get other dads that have autism, or you get people who might not understand, or the minute I say autism, they kind of go, oh, so does that mean he's going to live with you forever? And I'm like, could be. That I don't know our journey. Our journey takes shape as we go through it. And that's what I like to say. They're like, what's Coby's future? And I'm like, it changes every day.
Yeah.
He'll always need a level of support. And we've had conversations about it. And more than likely, he'll live close, if not with me. And even if it's his own place on a property that we have. But it's a very different world. And it's like, when do you say, I have a 21-year-old son, and people go, oh, that's different than saying I have a 2-year-old son. Sorry, the wind. There's problems. There's things I didn't think about with doing a show in the pool. Crows and wind and all the fun things.
Well, when you mentioned it, I was worried about, your device ending up in the pool, and you were like, oh no.
I take pictures in the water I go underwater with my iPhone. We're good. Oh, I just splashed on it. This has turned out very fun. I hope it's as fun for everybody. Everybody's probably going, this crazy woman is floating in the pool for an hour. Yes,
well,
I am.
I think we're all a little jealous because we wish we could be doing it in the pool too. And I think what'll be fun, I mean, for the people who are listening in podcast, Rachel, every once in a while, they're just going to hear the lapping of the pool, which is a very soothing thing, right? So what else are you obsessed with? We got about 6 minutes.
My Stanley, my food. I mean, I'm always obsessed with some kind of food. I'm obsessed with all the things. I'm such a crazy person when it comes to that. I'm obsessed right now with the pool. I literally have been living my life in the pool and trying to be out in nature. I mean, that's really, what I'm obsessed with? I am obsessed with joy. I'm obsessed with joy and trying to find things that make myself happy, whether it's being for an hour in a pool on camera, whether it's being with my kid and being with my family and having conversations with you and talking through things. And even I called you the other day because I was having a autism mom moment that I said, only you I can talk to about this because nobody else is going to have that. That kind of transitions to what I'm thankful for is I'm trying to find joy in everything. And it's been a really hard week for me, a couple weeks for me. I've been in we get in these, people talk about holiday blues. I've been in a summer blues. And it can be difficult. It can be super difficult. And I'm up here, it's lovely, but I'm a social person and I'm a little isolated from social groups. And even if it's just going to Disney or being able to go do things that I'm doing every day, I love it up here. It's gorgeous. I love being up here and having these experiences with my kiddo. But I think I'm obsessed with trying to find joy, to be honest.
Well, and that's a great transition to our last segment, which we say we're going to do each time. But there's a picture that we want to put up because it's very specific to you, where we talk about what are you grateful for.
What are you thankful for?
What are you thankful for? Excuse me. I
Yeah.
always get
Yeah.
it wrong. I put it on the paper
No,
right,
okay.
but then I still get it
You
wrong.
said it right.
So
Yeah.
tell us what this picture is, Rachel.
Sure. That picture is the rainbow. That is a flower from our plumeria tree in our backyard on Molokai. And my cousin Kanani, who had Down syndrome, who passed when she was 17 years old, that we call Kanani's rainbow. And she used to, at the end of every dinner or any gathering or anything, would say, she called me Cousin Rachel. Cousin Rachel, what are you thankful for? Shannon, what are you thankful for? Trayvon, what are you thankful for? She'd go around the entire table and she'd say, she wanted to know what everybody was thankful for. And then she'd wait. And someone would say, and Kanani, what are you thankful for? And she'd say, my whole family. And so I wanted to end our shows with what are we thankful for? And this week I'm thankful for a lot of things. I'm thankful for the poll. I'm thankful for being up here. I'm thankful for having moments with you, Shannon, where I could call and be like, no other autism mom I can talk to about this, because I'm not complaining about my kid. I'm not anything, but I'm saying this is a moment that typical people don't, typical kids don't get, and they get to have. So I'm super thankful for that. And I'm thankful for actually getting up this morning and being able to know that I had stuff to do and finding joy. What are you thankful for?
It's a very similar list. I'm really grateful for your influence in my life because you are constantly looking for the joy. And, you were very honest in sharing that you had been struggling the last couple of weeks. And I have to be honest that I've been struggling with getting back to real life after the pandemic. That it's like really hard for me right now to like live a life outside my house. And you've been like such a great friend in talking about finding that joy. I'm very grateful I've gone back to the pottery studio so that because that's a thing that I love and I had stopped doing it. And I'm grateful, that we're going back to events. It's hard for me. We're going to the Hollywood Bowl and that's a lot of people. And I'm probably going to wear a mask because that's me and I'm struggling a little bit, but I'm going to go. Which, I wouldn't have gone last summer. There were people that I wanted to see at the Hollywood Bowl last summer and we didn't go, but I'm going this summer. And I have to say that I'm trying to be mindful and grateful of the fact that we can. Because there were 2 summers when it was not even a choice. But last summer I had the choice and I chose not to, and this summer I have the choice and I'm choosing to go. So I'm grateful that the world is healing. I'm thankful for that. I'm mindful of the fact that I don't have to be at a certain rate to match other people, that I can take my path, and that I have good friends like you that don't say to me, what are you, crazy? Why can't you just do it? Because I need to walk my path, which is different than everybody else.
And take your time. You need to take your time. And that is a great thing to be thankful for.
And I'm really thankful that, for my kid and how well he's doing, and that, we're getting ready for him to start his junior year of college. And I'm grateful that my husband is feeling well and that I have been able to be on this journey with him, married for 21 years. We were together before that. But I never thought that would be an accomplishment that I would list in my life. That was not on my agenda. It was not, because I didn't think that I was going to find somebody who could love me for me. But I massively lucked out, and I'm incredibly thankful for that. So that's what I'm thankful for. So there we have it, madam.
There we have it.
What else do you have on your agenda for the summer? Because you're away now, but what other big plans do you have?
Disney. Woo! Sorry, the wind. Can you see me still?
So you,
I told you, the wind and the crows.
so you'll go to
Disney,
Disney sometime
Sorry, go ahead.
this year.
Yeah, in August, a couple more times we'll go to Disney. We've been a bunch. We were there for it feels like half of June, and then we'll go to Disney, and then we're going to go to Hawaii for a little while. That's kind of more in the fall, like pre-fall, after Memorial Day. Nope, Labor Day. Yeah, just kind of, we're gonna go down and we're gonna do some stand-up paddling and kayaking and bike riding, and I'm really trying to be active again. That's why I'm in the pool every day. That's why I said I'm going to go get in the pool and do this from the pool, because I'm trying to do things to move my body, because I want, even though I'm confident in myself, which I'm saying I'm confident in myself, that doesn't it's not every day, but I really want to move my body and feel good in my body again. Yeah. So that's
Amen
what I'm trying to do, is just be active.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Well, I just so appreciate this time with you, and
yes.
And of course, I haven't seen you face to face in weeks, but I will get to see you again soon. And I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to do this, and I hope that all of you watching enjoyed watching us laugh about the things that we laugh about. I hope that you guys have good friends in your life like I have in Rachel, because it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It is.
Amazing.
It's the best.
So,
and happy birthday to Traven.
Yes, happy birthday to Traven, and you guys can all wish Traven a happy birthday. Because it's Traven's birthday, we're going to be off on Monday, but we are going to be back on Tuesday with a special Ask Dr. Doreen episode, because it's going to be the last one in July, because she is taking a much needed vacation. So you will definitely want to tune in. In fact, our topic, we always have a starter topic, but then, we'll talk about anything. You guys can send in questions. But our topic is, what is the role of the family in autism therapy? Like, what are the responsibilities of everybody around, not just mom and dad, but siblings and grandparents, and how can everybody be of support? So we're looking forward to answering some questions about that and whatever else you guys come up with. But Rachel, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me do this from the pool.
Oh, it was so much fun. All right, you guys, we'll see you back here. We will do an oldie but a goodie on Monday, but we'll see you guys back here on Tuesday. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye, Rachel. Much love. One for you too.
Bye. Love you.
Bye-bye.